Be sure to cook. Hi, welcome back to Be Sure to Cook. Today we're going to be making a special dessert, hot fudge sundae cake. So stay tuned and let's do this. With this dessert, I'm going to be making a regular box cake, a regular chocolate box cake. So let's get the ingredients for this regular box cake. Okay, I've got my box cake in my bowl, and I'm going to beat this up because I want it to be creamy. So I'll beat it up dry for a little bit. Usually, guys, I make a homemade cake, but with this, I want a real denser cake, and I'm just using a box cake because I want a different feel to my cake. My homemade cakes are really, really moist, and they break apart real fast. And I could make a box cake just like a regular cake, but I want it a little denser. So I wanted to use a store-bought cake, you know, box cake. Okay, I have mixed up my regular box cake that we're going to be using. Okay, just follow the instructions on any box cake, but it has to be a chocolate box cake. Okay, I've got a pan out, and I was looking for a flatter pan, you know, I don't know, but this is a deep dish pan, but I'm not going to fill this whole pan up with the whole box of cake. I'm going to do something different because I want a flat surface of a thin, flat piece of cake. So let me show you. I'm going to take some baking powder spray, and I'm spraying the bottom of the pan. I want to make sure I really spray it really good because I don't want nothing to stick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a leveler. All right, I got about one cup of the chocolate cake mix, and I did the pan, so I'm going to pour this into the pan because I want a thin layer of cake, and I'm only doing the 1 cup because I have to measure out this cake because I want this cake to come out thin. I know because the cake is going to rise, but I don't want the cake to be real fat. I want it to rise, but I want it to rise at a certain level. So I'm going to use 1 cake to this pan, and all the dimensions and everything of the pan and everything will be on the bottom of your screen. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to level out, the cake because I wanted a certain dimensions. So I sprayed the bottom of the pan, and right now I'm using a cup. And I want it to be like really even. So I'm just kind of like spreading out the cake because I don't have a pan that's a little lower than this. Actually, I was really looking for a different kind of cookie sheet, maybe a little. I'm just gonna after I've done that, I'm going to do a thing that my grandfather used to do when he made cakes. You're going to shake this up like this and get it very nice and even. Okay, so hope this is it. Yeah. So this is going to go into a 325-degree oven for maybe about 15 minutes, because it's not going to take that long for this cake to cook at all. Check your cake. Make sure you stick a toothpick in it. If it comes out dry, it's done. Take it out quickly. All right, here we go. All right, I have already cooked one cake and I have let it cool. And here it is over here. That's the first layer, and it's supposed to be a real thin. That's why I put that 1 cup in that pan, and it cooks so fast because the oven was already at 350 degrees, so about 5 to 10 minutes. And this is the second one that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to spread it 1 whole cup the same way, repeating the same steps as I did earlier. So I'm going to spread this out like I did the first one, and let's get this into the oven. All right, I am putting some fudge in a bowl. You can use any type of fudge you like. It could be any name brand, any off brand, any brand that you think's good to you. So I'm putting some fudge in a bowl, and I'm going to put this in a microwave, and I'm going to watch it. So I'm going to melt this fudge, or you can do it on the stove. You can put it in a little pan if you don't have a microwave, and you turn on real low heat, and you want to spray your pan a little bit with nonstick spray, just a little bit, because you don't want it to stick. You want to put this in here, and you want to stir real slowly until this melts and becomes smooth and pliable, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to stick this in the microwave and get this nice and melted, and I'm going to stick it in there about 5 or 10 minutes, stirring, taking it out, stirring, making sure it's loose and transparent. So we'll show you how that looks. Okay, this is the cake that I had did. You remember I put 1 cup of cake mix into a cake pan, and it was a 9 by 5 inch cake pan. 1 cup of regular old box chocolate cake into a cake pan, and I smeared it all around and made that very even. Cooked that on a 350-degree oven for about 5 or 10 minutes, constantly looking at it, making sure it's not overcooked. Always use a toothpick to make sure it comes out clean. If it comes out just a tiny little bit wet, it's still to go ahead and take that out because it's still cooking. And when I took these out of the bottom, see, it's about a little inch thick, just like I wanted it. You got to be careful because this is still moist. So I've got 1 layer, and I've got the other layer down here, and I did it at the same time. Not the same time, I did it in 1 pan, but I did it 3 different times. But I only needed 2 times, but I had some extra cake mix over. So I got another little thin cake, but it wasn't enough. See, it wasn't enough to do the whole pan because I didn't have a whole cup. So I could just use that for extra on top. But these 2 are perfect. So I have 2 thin cakes. They're both a cup of cake a piece. So what I'm going to do, and you can tell it's so moist when you pick it up, it's just sticking to your hands. I am going to cut these cakes about, I don't know. You know what, guys? I'm not really good with measurements. I'm one of those type of girls that is just like eyeball. I never was a measurement type of person. So I'm really getting new to the measurement thing. Usually I just put in seasonings and put in things that looks like it's okay to me. And I'm always tasting everything. Because if it doesn't taste good to you, and you know it doesn't taste good to you, don't use it. Keep putting stuff in it because it's not going to taste good until it tastes good to you. So I'm just going to cut these. Like I said, I'm kind of eyeballing it. And I'm going to cut it about the same size probably as I did the other ones. Is that about right? Maybe right here. Okay, going down. Hope it is. And then I'm going to have, Okay, so that one's cut. Let me see, about here. So that one's cut. These are just little ends that I'm probably just going to use. And so I'm going to cut these like in half. I'm glad this light is here. Okay, so I did 4 squares. So I'm going to pick it up. It's better to apply. I got 2 cakes. So we're going to use these 2 different small cakes. Let me wash up my hands and I'm going to show you what the fudge is going to look like, and we're going to plate this. Okay, I have 2 cups of regular water. I am going to either put this on the stove and get this hot, or I'm going to microwave it for a minute or 2 because I want it steaming, and I want this so I can dip my ice cream. So make sure you get hot water first, so you can use your famous scooper. So you need to microwave this if you have a microwave. If not, you need to put this on a stove on medium heat. Let it come to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, it is hot enough. You need to pour this in a container where you will not get starched or burned, and you dip your ice cream scooper or your spoon if you don't have an ice cream scooper, and it'll make your ice cream come out very smooth. Okay, this is the fudge. See how it's hot, but it is melty and it applies very well. So we're gonna start simmering our dessert. Okay, I'm gonna add 1 piece of the cake down on my plate, bowl, platter, whatever. Okay, and then my ice cream over here, Keith. That's kind of hot, and I had been letting my ice cream sit out a little bit because it was so hard. I'm going to take a scoop of vanilla ice cream, or you can use any type of ice cream you want, and I'm going to put this on, and that's a scoop, and I might do 2 scoops, but it is applicable. See, it kind of melted a little bit, and that's what I want. Then that is the ice cream that I put on top of the cake. I'm going to get the other piece of cake. It don't have to be fancy, and I want to put that on top of here. And then this is so hot, and I should have put it into a little gravy bowl or something to stir this around. I'm going to put this on a towel. Sorry guys. And I'm going to take this chocolate and I'm going to pour it over this cake. Hot chocolate. And I really did need a bowl. And it's just going to drizzle all down, all over this cake. I know this is a pretty big cake. This is enough for 2 people to share. But I'm just showing you all guys. Okay guys, so this is it. Hot fudge sundae cake, homemade. And I put a little whipped cream on top and a cherry and that hot fudge and that ice cream in the middle of those 2 wonderful chocolate cakes that I've made, homemade. This is coming from you and from me. We did it together. You was here, you watched it. Hey guys, I enjoy you all coming and watching the show, and I hope you all come back. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And I want to tell you, come back for another good show. Bye.